The Steam Deck was originally going to launch December 2021, but Valve announced that it was delaying the launch until 25 February 2022. For anyone hoping to buy a Steam Deck instead of waiting for the chance to buy a PS5 or RTX 3080, you'll be disappointed to learn that the Steam Deck is also supply constrained. The Steam Deck comes in 3 versions. A basic version that sells for $399, which comes with 64 GB of EMP storage and a carrying case. The mid-range option costs $529 and includes a 256 GB NVMe SSD inside for faster storage, a carrying case, and an exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle. Finally, the highest tier option costs $649 and includes 512 GB of NVMe SSD internal storage, premium anti-glare etched glass, an exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle, and an exclusive virtual keyboard theme. The main difference between the Steam Deck models is storage capacity. God of War, one of the most impressive games you can play on the Steam Deck, for instance, requires 65 GB of storage space, which means you won't be able to run it on the base model. The good news is that every Steam Deck comes with a micro SD card reader, so you can expand the storage reasonably easily. This means you'll probably have to factor in the price of a microSD card when buying the base model, making it not quite as good value as it might first appear. However, this does make the 256 GB version better value, as you have the option of upgrading the storage later, and the NVMe SSD inside the 256 GB and 512 GB models is much faster than any micro SD card you'll use. The 512 GB model not only comes with twice the storage of the 256 GB model, but also a slightly different screen. So, the 256 GB model remains the Steam Deck we recommend. The Steam Deck is undeniably expensive, with even the base model costing more than the Nintendo Switch, which retails for $299, and even the new Nintendo Switch OLED, which retails for $349. Nintendo has the edge, then, when it comes to upfront cost, but many multi-platform games will cost less on Steam than for the Nintendo Switch. If you already have a large library of PC games, then you'll also have a ready-made selection of games that you don't need to buy again. While the Steam Deck is a handheld console, it's also one of the biggest we've used, and is noticeably larger and heavier than the Nintendo Switch. In the run-up to its release, Valve claimed that it had spent a lot of time designing the Steam Deck so that it would offer comfortable, extended play sessions. The size certainly takes some getting used to, especially if you're used to smaller handhelds or traditional gamepads, and more frantic games like Hades can feel a bit uncomfortable. However, the longer we spend with the Steam Deck, the more comfortable it becomes. Slightly above the left-hand thumbstick there is a D-pad, which is handy for 2D and retro games, and in the same position above the right hand are 4 buttons, A, B, X and Y, laid out in the same position as on an Xbox controller. There's also a view button, menu button, Steam button and quick access button as well. While this certainly gives the Steam Deck a certain amount of versatility, especially when playing PC games that require hotkeys that would usually be found on a keyboard, we never really use them in the games we play. While having more buttons than is necessary is better than not having enough, these extra buttons do sometimes get in the way, as you can accidentally hit them when holding or picking up the Steam Deck, which can have unwanted consequences when playing a game. At the front of the Steam Deck, there's also stereo speakers and 2 microphones, allowing you to speak clearly to your teammates without needing a headset. The Steam Deck has a 7-inch 1280x800 display with a 16:10 aspect ratio. When it comes to the frustrations, a lot of it is due to running an early version of SteamOS, with Valve pushing out updates and fixes almost daily. Many game developers are also working on getting their games Steam Deck verified. These games, which appear in your library with a green tick icon, have been extensively tested on the Steam Deck and offer smooth gameplay and interface options that are easily readable on the Steam Deck screen. If you load one of these up, you're essentially guaranteed that it will play well on the Steam Deck without having to fiddle around with any settings. The number of Steam Deck verified games is constantly growing and includes big releases such as God of War, as well as classics like Portal 2. When we first started reviewing the Steam Deck, Hades, a brilliant game we thought would be perfectly suited to the Steam Deck, wasn't Steam Deck verified. Obviously, this is a particularly intensive game, but it means playing games for long periods of time without charging the Steam Deck isn't possible. That's going to upset a lot of people who may have been planning on using the Steam Deck for long flights, for example. There are things you can do to prolong the Steam Deck, such as turning down settings or using a battery pack. And because it charges via USB-C, it should be easy to charge it a bit when needed, but it certainly makes this portable gaming system feel less portable. PC gamers who have had to put up with dire battery lives in gaming laptops for years will be nodding sagely at this point.